If you're interested in getting a vintage or antique style engagement ring, keep watching. From a technical standpoint, a vintage engagement ring is one that was created at least 20 years ago, whereas an antique ring was made at least 100 years ago. So technically, anything that is an antique engagement ring is also vintage, but a vintage engagement ring cannot be an antique ring because it wasn't made over 100 years ago. So in this particular case, a lot of my clients actually want a vintage or antique style engagement ring. So that's when they would come to me, because I create custom engagement rings for clients all over the world, and my studio is based here in San Diego, and I craft every single engagement ring from scratch, and it's absolutely beautiful the way I do it, in similar styling of a vintage or antique engagement ring, but it's not actually that old. It's completely new for them. So on the one hand, a lot of people like a vintage or an antique ring because they like the story behind it, they like the idea of it. But in this case, a lot of my clients who come to me, they love the idea that it looks a certain way, it has that style, but it was actually just their own story. So the ring has no other history behind it besides their own that they're creating from scratch. So they want to create their own future vintage ring for their family to pass down without any other stories tied to the ring. So it still has that look. And so I'm actually making a ring like this for Sierra and Aaron right now, and I absolutely love how it is turning out. All of the detailing, the mill grain, the beautiful styling of the entire setting is so stunning. And here it is. I'm about to set the center diamond here. I'll take this. So if you take a look at this, this is how it is turning out with her pear cut diamond. It's a 2-carat pear going in the center. And so I've already applied the mill grain and set all of the diamonds. So the next step is to set that center diamond. And one way that I love to set center diamonds that have a halo is what's called a seamless halo. So I'm setting that diamond very low down next to that halo, so that way there's no gap when you're turning it from side to side and looking at it. It's just seamless sparkle. So if you find an engagement ring that has that antique style that you love, but it doesn't have every single design element that you want on your ring, well, this is a perfect way to do it, because we can create it to look like that overall style, and yet it has every single angle, every single curve, every single proportion that you're looking for your exact ring. And so this allows you to get the style without it actually being of age. So one of the things that I love about this particular design is how it's going to be low to the finger. It's not going to be set up so high that it's going to be catching on things. So this is how high it will be sitting off the finger. And then of course I'm about to set that center diamond on it. And the way I set my prongs on my rings is a claw prong, so it blends in line with the facets of the diamond. So you just see complete sparkle. And so yeah, this is going to be a very user-friendly ring where it's not sticking up too high off of the finger. I've already applied the very beautiful mill grain styling all along the edges, and you can see some filigree design elements in between the mill grain rows. And so, we added a beautiful engraving. I'm not going to share the engraving because that's something that is unique to each client, and I want to keep that for them, but it's a really nice one. And so I'm gonna set this center diamond right now, and I can't wait for you to see how the final result looks.